Jiva, matter, Ishvara were always separate, and there are three eternal entities. So we need to understand what is the truth here. Let's go one step further. Now again, consider the options more seriously. So the question, what they asked about anadi of karma, has lots of corollaries, and we need to understand all these corollaries to figure out what this problem is about. So I'm still explaining the problem in more detail. Now, if Jiva was with Brahman, or say Krishna, just to be easy, we are reading Bhagavad Gita now, right? And some people make a big difference about Brahman and Krishna. That is because of their own school of thought. For example, in the Hare Krishna school of thought, they make a distinct difference between Brahman and Krishna. And they quote a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, which has got which has got a different connotation to Brahman and Krishna and all those things. But for practical purposes, for also with the view of the primary three schools, that is Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya, and Ramanujacharya, where they take Brahman as equivalent to Krishna. So there is no difference there. So let's assume Brahman is the final, that is Krishna, and that is so Jivas were all together with Brahman. Let us assume that always together in the very early phase before any creation. Then we can say, how can ignorance be there when Krishna is there? Krishna is all-knowing, all-powerful, and the very fact that he is like sun, no darkness can hide inside sun. So no ignorance can hide in Lord. So if we were there together with him, we could not have had any kind of darkness or ignorance. Then again, some people can say, no, we were given a choice, we had a choice, whether to stay with Krishna or be with Maya or Prakriti or the matter. We picked up matter as our choice, and then we ended up in trouble. We thought that it was good, and we ended up in trouble, and then we got stuck in matter, and on and on and on, from sharira, from body to body. Now we cannot even separate ourselves from our body. Our body is stuck to us like glue. We cannot separate our body and ourselves. I cannot run away and say, oh my God, this body is not good. My body is not healthy. I have a headache. I have some other problem in my body. I need to get out of this body. I cannot do it. I'm forced to be here. See, we are stuck. By the way, we had no ignorance. How did we choose the wrong choice of choosing matter over Lord Krishna? It has to be because of some ignorance. If we had no ignorance, we would have chosen Krishna. So again, we have this problem. How did this ignorance come in the first place? And I don't remember asking Lord Krishna, please give me ignorance. I never wanted it. I know this body is not very good, so I didn't want this body at all. Then they come out and say in the Shastras, no, Krishna, Lokavattu Lila Kaivalyam, there is a sutra in the Brahma Sutras, says that everything is the play, the divine play of Lord Krishna. You call it whatever, Brahman's Lila you call it, doesn't matter. It's divine play. Then we can ask, well, it's look like, play for the cat, because the cat keeps on chasing the rats. But the rat, it is actually survival, because it's a fear of life, pranabhaya. So is this similar? That is, God is trying to continuously put us in one janma, one life after the other, and we are suffering different kinds of problems, total darkness, total ignorance, a lot of issues in this world. And it's funny play for Lord. He's enjoying up there, sitting happily, and enjoying all this wonderful, TV show, three-dimensional TV show. You can see lots and lots of people caught in matter, and then each was some kind of problem. Do you mean to say God is like he was sitting there when the tsunami occurred, and then hundreds and thousands of people died, and the earthquake killed about 100,000 people in Haiti at once? Poor people, young kids, women, children, old people, without any kind of discrimination. And what did Lord Krishna do while Hitler simply killed 6 million Jews or something like that? And innocent people were crushed to death in minutes when the Ethiopian Airlines crashed just after takeoff, within 6 minutes. So what do you say about this God? Do you think it's just his play, or is he a very, very cruel person who does not care about what happens here at all? So this question comes up too. I'm just giving all these questions because these questions occurred to me a long time ago, and even now it bothers me. So how do we get out of it? But there's an answer to it. But I just want to clarify that these are some questions people have. Before you can go with Ramanujacharya, Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya and all, people have to understand what affects their life. Today, their life is being affected, and their questions are different. And we need to come up with some answers to these questions. I'm going to answer this a little later, but I want you to think. Let's go further. Then we say, Look, we are suffering, and whether it is 6 million Jews or 60 million people dying, it seems that some long time back there was some kind of a huge, some kind of a object from outside outer space, and it came and hit the surface of the earth, and millions of creatures died at that time. So what do you think? It's all because of karma. Anadi karma, beginningless. There are billions and billions and billions of jivas, maybe trillions and trillions of insects and all these jivas. We can't understand the size, the number of all these jivas. So the karma is beginningless. We don't have, it's not like 1 year, 10 years, 100 years, 200 years. It's in trillions and trillions and trillions of years back, and with absolutely no beginning. So obviously, you cannot count and say why Lord Krishna did not bother when so many people got killed and all those things. That's not a big issue, because if you clearly look at the karma theory, it is beginningless karma, and hence God is impartial. God basically is doing the right thing. He does not discriminate between any jiva, because so many people had to die because they had done so many rotten things in their previous life. So, well, too bad. They had to, they had to be punished. It's not good to not punish somebody who's a thief or a murderer or something. He has to be punished. Only when that person gets punished, you will know that not to do again, or other people also will be afraid that they should not do. So God is an impartial person, right? Suppose we say that. And if he's an impartial person, why did he create? We did not ask him to give us this kind of a, what do you call, choice, matter or God, and we don't even know what it is, and we chose matter, and then we got dumped into matter, and then that caused a cycle of ignorance and wrong actions and sins and all those things. We didn't ask him to put us in this kind of a bad body, which gives us so much of problems and ignorance. Then we can remember Sri Vedanta Deshika's sentence in the Dayashataka, his stotra for Venkatranatha. There he says, "No, you are like a stone. Achita Vishishtan Pranaye Jantuna Valokya." He says that when there was a period of deluge, period of pralaya, where everything was absorbed into the Lord, you were like, you were not sense. You didn't have any sense. You did not have any consciousness. You were like a stone. And Lord thought that, oh my God, this stone does not have a way to experience Brahmananda, the eternal happiness and ultimate happiness. So I will give them some body so that they can learn the right things and attain Brahmananda. So out of great mercy, Sri Vedanta Deshika says, he took us out of the stone kind of a state and then gave us a body so that we can utilize this body and then find the right path towards the Lord. So it was due to mercy, we got the body. So that we can eventually find the way to moksha. So the body is a wonderful gift from God, which can be used in the right purpose. So you should not be upset about your body at all. So this is another view, right? But again, this is okay if you already assume that we existed as jivas. The question is, why are we existing for eternal time when we didn't even ask us to be created? Why are we here? So this question of existence of jiva is still a very awkward question we cannot address easily. See how complex this question of anadi is? It's pretty complex. So if we were not there at all, there was no need for moksha at all. We wouldn't have done anything. We would be happy in a way, whether happy or not, we wouldn't have any kind of emotion. Then they say, no, Krishna, what did we say in the Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter? Jiva was never created. It was always there. All the three entities, matter, souls, and Lord Krishna, existed together forever and ever again. That means they will never go away also. They never cease to exist. Natvevaham jatunasam natvam neme janadipaha nachaiva nabhavishyamaha sarve bhayamatah param. Never was a time when all these kings and rulers and us, I and you, all never existed in the past. We always existed in the past. We will always exist in the future. Never will we cease to exist. So Lord Krishna says that. So, wow. Again, we come up and say that, well, we will have to agree that the jiva was there already, the jada, or the matter was there, and Lord Krishna was there all along, and we were all separate. What does this mean? What this means is logic is externally focused. Our logical thinking cannot understand certain things. It never understands the concept of beginningless time. It just doesn't understand it. And another thing is, time is as a continuous eternal thing is a Newtonian concept. Newton came up with the concept, and I'm sure prior to Newton, many acharyas, many science, philosophers also came to this conclusion that time is eternal. There was beginningless time and endless time. So we took time as that. But Let us understand the concept of time in the physical sense, in the modern science sense later. But the problem is our mind, our intelligence cannot solve the problem of infinity or beginninglessness. So suppose we give just a simple problem. What is 1 divided by 0? Suppose we say, what is 1 divided by 1,000th of a part? Then it will be 1,000, right? What is 1 divided by 1,000,000th of 1? That will be a million. What is 1 divided by 1 billionth of a billionth of 1? That means it will be again billion. But what is 1 divided by 0? We cannot put a number there. There is no specific number that solves this problem. We call this as a mathematical singularity. I was told by my physics friends that I should not use this term mathematical singularity to explain anything in philosophy because that has very restricted definition. So I'm not going to take this further. I brought this only to stress the idea that even in mathematics, our scientific thinking does not allow us to understand certain concepts. This is one of the concepts. Similarly, anadi, the problem of beginninglessness cannot be rationally understood from using any scientific theory or any of our thinking. It is beyond buddhi. It is not understandable. That we have to understand. Similarly, why we got stuck in this matter, it is not understandable. With our present buddhi, it's not understandable. So there are several things which we cannot understand. For example, we cannot understand who we are. From rational thinking, what do we say? Oh, who are you? Oh, I am such and such a person. My name is so and so. My father is so and so. My mother is so and so. We relate to the other people and say that I am so and so as related to somebody. But what are you? What is this I? Can we figure it out? Not using rational thinking. We will never be able to understand that. Similarly, like how we don't understand ourselves. We don't understand how we got here. If we understand who we are, maybe we understand how we got here. We don't even understand what does anadi mean. Anadi refers to beginninglessness of something. It relates to beginninglessness of us and beginninglessness of how we got stuck in matter. So there's a relative thing. So both of whether we don't even know who we are and we don't know how we got stuck. Then what is the nature of this karma? The karma, we can come up with number of terminologies. Oh, prarabdha karma, sanchita karma, agami karma, anabhyupagata prarabdha, abhyupagata prarabdha. All are just technical terms to explain certain aspects of karma. Where did this come from? How did it? They are just tools for explanation. But do we really know what this anadi karma is? Why we got stuck? No. We have very limited information about karma. Okay.